How's everyone doing on this phenomenal Wednesday? So, one thing about technology, I'm going on a little rant right now, is that for some reason, technology is always updating. It's always changing. There's always something new. It's like with Facebook, some days it will block you, some days it won't block you. With Zoom, some days, things are working perfectly, some days things are won't. But I don't know why they do this, but they do this. But this call is not about me. This call is about Mr. Christopher. Super excited to be doing this live all the way from Australia. I know we planned on doing it a little while ago, but things came up and you had to move your family from the Canadias to Australia. So, Chris, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, Dan. I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, man. What time is it for you right now?
For me, it's 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, crazy. 7 a.m. in the future.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
Well, I'm super excited to do this call because I think that you are on the right path of building momentum, and I feel like you
hmm
are cracking the code. And I love your tenacity. I love you constantly showing up. I love the fact that you had to move your niche a little bit, and you're starting to get the feedback from the Facebook group, and you just signed up your second client. In your dad's coaching,
Third client. Yeah,
third client, man, at $1,000. And
yeah.
the beautiful part about this all is that, so round of applause for Chris. If you're watching this on live, you can give him some love down below. He is a dad's coach. I'll let him kind of explain it. But what I love about your journey is that you took a niche like, dad coaching, and you use the Facebook group from day one, from we first chatted to like this idea to, having a little bit of having a funnel page or a landing page, having
hmm
some data, but then really growing the group, building a community, and now actually monetizing from it after getting all this feedback from it. So
Yeah.
super excited to dive into this. If you guys have questions, be sure to comment down below. But Chris, without further ado, if you mind telling us who you are, where you're from, what type of coaching you offer, and a little bit of who Chris is.
Too easy. Well, yeah, like Dan said, my name's Chris, Christopher Gilmore, for on Facebook. And yeah, I'm a dad. I'm a father myself. I have three children, five, almost four, like next week, and a 6 month old. So yeah, I got three kids, and I obviously have my wife as well, and we're a team. So yeah, that's basically who I am. I used to be a teacher. And then I've transitioned as I moved to Australia in the last in the last 2 weeks. I just got here. I am no longer a teacher. Instead, I'm going full time with this, getting and helping dads. So yeah, so no, I'm burning the boats, man, burning the boats, and making sure that all my energy is being put into this, so we can really. So I know I can make the impact that I want to make for not just for myself and for what that means for my own financial security in my future, but also for like the dads that I'm working with, like to be able to make sure that they're they're getting to where they're able to become that best self. So and that's basically what I do. Like I help dads work through their crap, become their best version of themselves, for their kids, for their spouses, and we work on some stuff for that. So yeah, that's basically what I do. But
Dude,
basically, it's,
this
it's
is
helping dads
exciting
become
and
their best
also very
self.
scary. It's exciting and
Yeah,
also very scary.
yeah.
Um, well, first off, that's awesome. I think a new version of you will come out as you
hmm
do this more full time,
Yep.
and the hunger, the drive, the passion, the ambition to make this thing work. And so I know how that felt. I didn't have three kids, but I think that if you look at it, I don't want to look at your teacher's salary, but to basically hit a let's say you're making 5,000 a month, which is
hmm
what, maybe 6,000 AUD roughly. Would you say so? Or 5,000?
No, more than that.
Yeah.
It'll be more than that. It's like three
Because
grand, almost five.
okay, so 3,000 US, right, would be 5,000 AUD. Sorry, you
Yeah,
said five, right? So
yeah,
basically 4,000 US is about whatever it is, 7,000 USD or
yeah,
6,500.
yeah, six something. Yeah.
And so the beautiful thing about this is that you now have cracked the code.
hmm
You just signed up your third client, and the beautiful thing is you can increase the rates to 1,500. You can
Yeah.
increase, like, you have the formula now. All it
Yeah.
really is booking more calls, having the conviction to show up on the call and just say, this is my rate. I know
Yeah.
for myself, I went from 300 to 2,500, but we'll get into that, man. But this
Mhm.
is exciting. I think, I know for myself, I know what you went through, but the second you start getting the momentum, it's like, this is who you are now, man. So
Yeah.
anyway, let's kind of talk about it because I think you've had so much growth um, from day one to who you are right now, from
Mhm.
joining a Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi mastermind program to
Yeah.
saying, I'm going to build an online coaching business, to fast forward. This thing has, you've had your good days, your bad days, your good weeks, your bad weeks, but you
Yep.
survived and now you're on the other side. It's like the man who's like, or the image of the person digging for gold, right? And
It's the
just as
the 3 foot from gold
the
idea.
three, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's been going through your head constantly. I'm 3 feet from
It
gold.
it has it has. I can't give up now. I can't. It's
Yeah, I
tenacity.
can't. It's too far. I'm too far now, right? So,
Exactly.
okay. So, kind of tell us a little bit about when we first began. Tell us a little bit about your problem prior to joining the coaching program.
Yeah. So I very first started was last summer, like last Canadian summer, not last, so 2 years ago. So yeah, I don't know, like just over a year. I signed up. I saw like an ad for a Dean Graziosi like free like 3 day event, and I jumped on. Maybe it was 5 day, doesn't really matter. And it's actually on holiday, but I paid like I upgraded so I had the lot so I could go back and listen to the recordings, and like my family like we'd have holidays and at night like I'd jump on my computer and listen to all these recordings. And then Tony goes from it's supposed to be like an hour and Tony goes for 3 and it's like I'm up at midnight like God damn it. But yes, I did that, and it was kind of for me. It was like that first realization, like I have something that I can help people with. Like for
Hmm.
me, that was the like the tipping moment where it's like a change in mindset. Like I have something, and I can help people, and I don't need to be like qualified with some sort of like certificate or university degree or this or that. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to be a freaking psychologist or a doctor or any of that kind of crap. It was just like a my experience is worth something to other people and can make a big impact on their lives. So that was like a massive mindset change for me. And then I went through their program, and I just started with their normal program, and I got a whole bunch of work done, but it was busy work. I didn't actually get shit done. Like I was just filling out. I was just filling out. Sorry for swearing. I
Yeah, no
was just
swearing on
filling
this. No swearing on this podcast, Chris. I'm
out.
kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah.
So I was just like filling out all the documents and getting all these, like getting all my ducks in a row kind of thing, but not actually getting anything done. So then it's like, oh, like you can upgrade to like mentorship. All right, okay, cool. And it was like group or personal. And at the beginning, I was like, one-on-one's got to be so much better. So I went with the one-on-one, and the coach, I don't want to badmouth, but like it felt like I was throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what would stick.
Yeah.
And I didn't even finish. Like I was still in the program when you guys when I started like working with you guys. Like
Yeah.
I still had 2 sessions left, and I never did them.
Yeah.
And they contacted me as well, like many times. And finally, I'm like, yeah, I'll jump on a call and I'll just tell you, like it wasn't good. Like now I'm in this mentor program. This is blah blah blah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so and then obviously I jumped on the phone on a Zoom call with you, and you convinced me to jump in and commit with a high ticket sale, obviously of
Yeah.
your own. Uh, and here we are, a few months down the road. I have my group hit 700 members yesterday,
Yeah.
which is
That's awesome.
insane. Posting every single day for I think about 6 months now, maybe a little less.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's and obviously having a few clients now, and I onboarded one like this morning, like 10 minutes. I got off the call 10 minutes
Dude.
before we jumped on here. So yeah,
You're just smoother with your words now. I could tell, man, like there's a different level of confidence with you. It's pretty cool, man. Like I think when you're a teacher, you have a certain level of I really want to talk about that because that's what I see within you is like you had confidence when we first connected, but there's a certain level of confidence now and ability to communicate and effectively communicate that I didn't see from day one. I don't know if you want to talk on that, but that's what I can see. It's very
yeah.
evident.
Well, for
It's
me, I think it
even
was
sales. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I think for me, it was like I had the confidence when it came to talking to people significantly younger than myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as a teacher, like you have that just by having that title, like teacher,
Hmm.
you get that from there. You know what I mean? It's like I'm here, you're here. Not that it's above and below, but like that's getting into teacher stuff. But you know, what I mean, it's like you guys should respect me because I'm a teacher and because I'm an elder and all this kind of stuff. But then moving into this kind of a space, it's like a bunch of the guys that I'm working with, they're older than me. You know, I mean, the
Hmm.
people that I jump on a one-on-one Zoom call from my group, most of them are older than me, or they have kids that are older than me. And then right at the beginning, it was kind of imposter syndrome, and I was like, I can only help brand new dads because I did it 3 times and I have lots of experience there. And then it was like, oh, I can only help dads like with kids younger than mine. Like, so everyone who had a kid above 5 years old, I was like, nah, can't deal with them because I don't know what the hell's going on there. You know what I mean? And then now it's like, I can help anyone,
Hmm.
even a 40-year-old, even even someone with kids that are 15, 16, 18, if they're struggling with the stuff that I've got figured out. You know what I mean? If they're struggling with their relationship, like I can help them out. If they're struggling with like when it comes to disciplining their kids and stuff like that, I've done a bunch of research. Put it into action with my kids, and I know what works. If they're struggling with their own self, with like putting themselves first, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? With making sure that they're giving themselves some self care, some self love. Like I can help you with that. I can help you with routines. I can help you with your health. I can help you with a whole bunch of stuff. So it was imposter syndrome, and now it's just like you need help, I can help you. That's it. Doesn't matter how old you are, I want to help you. If you're a
Yeah.
dad and you're in, like, I'm down.
That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. And I think you could show it on sales calls now because I think you had the mentality before that you could help dads and da da da. But I think now you hit like a different level of I respect you and I am open and okay to pay for your service.
Yeah,
You got to become a different animal,
yeah,
right? Versus the I help everyone and like
yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
this is a
Well,
service. You're paying for this. Go ahead.
yeah, and it's
Add to
exactly that.
that.
At the beginning, because I was like, I got to help like these young dads, and I was like, I need to really talk to myself, 5, 10 years ago. And 5, 10 years ago, I was like, I didn't really have, well, number one, I had no idea this existed. Uh, and I know that a bunch of the dads don't, but I was also like super soft with them, super loving and caring. And like, and now I've got to a point where it's like, deal with your shit. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like like this week, my content this week is all about responsibility. It's like, and after we do this, I'll jump on and I'll go live. It's like, if stuff sucks in your life, it's on you. That's it.
Yeah.
Like take radical responsibility for your shit, and you will see how much it changes. Like if you can't, like, if your back hurts when you wake up, whose fault is that? It's yours. It's not your bed. It's not your doctor. It's not because you bloody hurt yourself when you were 15 and you played sport or whatever it was. Like, it's you right now. Do you do anything right now? Do you stretch? Do you do this? Do you do that? No. Well, it's on you. So it
Yeah.
really depends on. So yeah, I'll go live after this
This
on that.
is this is not, by the way, guys, this is not the Chris that I met from day
I mean, business.
one.
At the end of the day, my program is basically personal development for
Yeah.
dads, and it's very
Yeah.
specific for dads. And when you get into business, you have no choice but develop, to grow. Like
Yeah.
if you're not ready to take that, to have that growth mindset, and to make sacrifices, and to research and read and do all that kind of stuff, like it's not going to happen. Like there are things that you got to do. There are so many things that happen in the background
Yeah.
that no one sees. But it's like I don't remember the quote. I think maybe it's Napoleon Hill. It's like you get eventually you get paid for everything that you do that no one sees. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all the work that you do that no one sees. Eventually, at some point, I'm destroying this, but I feel like it came from there. Like eventually, it comes to fruition at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I feel like, I feel like this process is, punched you, kicked you,
Yeah,
and you're just like, come on, you're gonna get up or you're gonna quit. You're gonna get up, you're
no,
gonna quit. You're like, I'm getting
three
up. You're like, all right,
3 feet,
perfect. Here's
3 feet.
here's the kick in the stomach. Come on.
Yeah,
Oh, you're wheezing now? Oh, poor baby. Oh,
yeah.
right. You're like,
And I'm not gonna lie. Like there's been a few times where like I have a pity party for myself. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, like you get like 2 minutes, have a pity party for yourself, and then get the hell up and move. Because having a pity party and just staying in that for like days or weeks, whatever, it's not going to do shit. It's not going to move anything forward. So feel
Yeah.
sorry for yourself, have a bit of a pity party, and then move on.
Yeah, and I think you're a great definition of resilience. I know I know exactly how that is because for you you went from teacher to business owner. Like for me, I went from salesperson to business owner.
Yeah.
So like I'm used to rejection. I'm used to living on commission. I'm used to like, like I have to form myself and build a personality to be able to close and be able to actually get someone to like, so I'm not saying it was the hardest transition. It was very tough because there's things I didn't know, but you never really had a real sales job before or so like
Nope.
you're basically at some level, you're learning a whole new language
Yeah.
in a incubator with a ticking time clock.
Yeah.
Would you say that's about right?
Absolutely. The time clock is bills. And I don't know if you know the living costs in Australia are compared to Canada. So yeah.
But with everything though, like
Yeah.
you're going down this path. And again, it's the idea of resilience. And, I remember having a call with Nicholas Thorpe. It's, a very similar conversation, but there's a power in it. I think people are built a certain way. I think you've always been built like this, Chris. You found a vehicle that really aligned with you and you're like a dog that didn't let go of the bone. And now you're starting to see the fruits of labor. And then I can't wait to have another interview with you. Like, dude, I'm selling my program for 3,500 and I enrolled 3 last week. Like, this is just how it goes, but you've cracked the code. And that's really what I want to talk about next with you, which is the Facebook group. So kind of talk to us about the Facebook group because everything's on the Facebook group, correct? You haven't done anything else. Okay.
Nothing else.
And so you built this community, to 700 with no Facebook ads, with no funnels, with nothing, with no automations or email or text automations. And kind of talk to us because I think what the Facebook group really did for you is it gave you the feedback of, okay, this is what people are willing to pay for. This is what people are not willing to pay for. And so kind of tell us about that because I think the Facebook group is the biggest game changer. Talk to us.
Yeah, absolutely. The Facebook group, I mean, it gets, obviously when you have your questions set up, like they come in, they tell you your fears, they tell you your struggles and that kind of stuff. And that helps a lot. But honestly, the biggest work, again, behind the scenes, it's in the DMs. Like for me, yes, the Facebook group's massive. And I feel like recently I've really cracked the code when it comes to interaction. Like if you jump on my Facebook group, like you'll see the amount of interaction that I have, like participation that I have from my members now is really shot up over the last few weeks, which is fantastic. And I'm seeing the fruits of that. But yeah, in the DMs, it's where you get to know your clients so in depth. I mean, you get to know their struggles, you get to know what their hopes and their dreams are, you get to know their situation, understand their situation. And by talking to 700 people in the group, like, and obviously there's people that have come and gone in the group too. So probably definitely more than 700. You get to know your ideal client intricately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and knowing them and then being able to, all right, man, like I'm going to jump on a call. I'm going to help you with X, Y, or Z. So, okay, like, is this serious enough or does this hurt enough for you to want to continue this work? And if it's yes, well, then we jump on a call and then we get on an onboarding call and all that kind of stuff. And we get on a sales call. But if it's not, it's like, oh, this is a one and done kind of a thing. If I can help out, fantastic. But it also means that people aren't willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So if I can solve it in half an hour, why are you going to pay $1,000 or $3,000? Like,
got you. And so this is what I mean. This has crafted you into the version of Chris that I'm talking to right now. And, I think from day one, I think if I look at your progression, it's again, I believe everyone that I work with, they're very ambitious, hardworking individuals, but then you start to see where the insecurity starts to lie. Or for example, you can call it insecurity, but the weak spots, right?
Yeah.
So for example, I knew from day one, your content was fairly well. You're a good writer. I actually think you were comfortable getting onto camera from day one, right? Like for some people, they can't do that. For you, no problem at all. Growing the group, I think you have the consistent habit. You're actually, again, this is my diagnosis on your personality, getting to know you for the last couple of months. you are routine oriented for the most part, you're
Yep.
disciplined, and you do the hard work, and you're resilient. I think that's the biggest thing, you know.
Mhm.
But I think the weakness came out was in the setting and the sales aspect. I wouldn't say the setting and the sales, but it's that insecurity of, hey man, hey man, following up with people. Hey, let's jump onto a call. Maybe
Yeah.
like, you know,
It's like
and
chasing.
I don't know if I don't even want to talk about that because you feel like I'm annoying people right now. Oh, people are
Mhm.
leaving my group, right? I don't even want to talk about that. But I feel like it's like a judgmental thing that you have to get over. It's like these people are judging me right now, or I don't want to upset people. Anyway, if you want to talk about that, because I know it's a weak point for some people, right? So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, I definitely and talking to Nicholas Thorpe, like he really gave us in the group calls, like in one of the group calls, I don't remember when it was, but he really gave us kind of his formula of exactly how he goes about it and what he does, and that was really helpful because it gave me, like I said, I'm very routine, I'm very kind of structured protocol kind of thing. It's like, okay, it gave me a routine, a structure, a protocol to follow.
Mm.
That was like that just enabled me to get over those bumps. You know what I mean? To just like gave me like, okay, just follow this, like follow this structure, and it will have fruition. And at after step 6, if they don't, like then you just leave it alone. And when they need it, when they want it, they'll find you. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they know that you were there. They know that you were showing up, and they know that you were consistently asking and trying to help them. And even if in the moment
Yeah.
they don't want that help, they at some level know that you're ready to help them. And when they're ready to be helped, they're like, oh, and that's the other thing about being super consistent on the Facebook group, being every single day and stuff, is they know that you're always there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if your face is always popping up, if your name is always popping up on notification, it's like when I do need it, I should like just yesterday, like a guy who's been in my group for a few months, didn't really respond all that much in the messaging, and then DMs, and then last like yesterday just shot me like, hey man, like I need help with X. I was like, all right, cool man, like I'll help you out. And then and same thing, another guy. I mean, I had a really good. This was earlier this week. Really good conversations with him. Like earlier on, really engaged a lot, but just I wasn't ready to be able to sell him. I don't think.
Mhm.
You know, I'm about to take it to
Wow.
that next level. And then he contacted me, like, and he's just like, "Hey man, like, I'm ready to do this. Let's go." So yeah, so I'm working that. So he's one of the guys in my pipeline that I'm trying to work out getting on a call. He's
That's
from a
awesome.
different. He's actually from Sri Lanka.
Wow.
So and for internet connection is his biggest barrier.
Yeah, you think.
It's not even the money. It's like I got the money. It's just like
Yeah.
internet connections.
Well, send him the invoice and just do a voice call, okay? We'll figure
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think yeah, this is the real personal development program. And by the way, I
Mm.
also want to add, I got myself a Tony Robbins coach. Great people. Just not what I needed. Let's just put it like that.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So talk to us about you know, you've had other coaches. I would love your honest feedback of whether it's working with myself, with Devin, the group calls, the community, the membership area. Tell us, man. Tell us how that process is. So, and
Yeah.
no, Chris is not a paid actor. Everyone, go ahead.
No. Yeah, so basically, I mean, there's the group calls. We got 2 group calls a week, which are fantastic. And like I said, I really at the beginning, and that's why I did go with the individual, the one-on-one coach with the Tony and Dean Robin like stuff.
Mhm.
But the group calls are so much better because you get yes you get the and that was for me, that was right at the beginning when I was going to be like, okay, I'm going to have a coaching program. I'm like, it has to be one-on-one, like it's personalized, it has to be. And the more I got into the group, I was like, no way it's going to be one-on-one, because for me it's like, number one, for me that's time. Like I can only duplicate, I can only have so many hours in a day. And yeah, at some point
Mhm.
you can duplicate yourself and stuff like that, but also group, it's I just got so much more out of the groups, me personally, because it's not just that I get your experience and your expertise and from you or from Devin. It's
Mhm.
also that like I get to hear from Nick, who's gone exactly through this and he's gone through it like in the last few months, or I get to hear from Jason, or I get to hear from all the other guys, Adrian, all that, like and girls and ladies. I get to hear from everyone.
Just guys. No, just guys here. Go ahead.
I get to hear from everybody, and also I get to help as a teacher. When I had students, like I was like, I know that for myself as well as for them, when you teach something, you
Mhm.
get to know it so much more at a deeper level. You get to
Mhm.
understand it so much better. You might understand it theoretically, and as you teach it, you understand it at another level. So I know that myself giving back to that group in those group calls, I'm learning at a more deep level. I'm understanding it at a more deep level as well. So yeah, those group calls are fantastic. And then obviously at the beginning, I was on the one-on-one calls with you a lot, really helping everything get set up. And as things have as transition, I'm working with Devin a whole lot more. And Devin's the man. I jump on a call with Devin, and he really helps me with exactly what I need, and gets me going on that right path. And it's not like my other like one-on-one coach where it was like throwing spaghetti against the wall and just seeing what sticks. It's like step like this, like here you go, man. Like use this, like just our last call. It's like, all right, we're trying to pivot with the DM, like with the DM scripts. Like here's a new DM script, like try that out, and it's working. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
so uh, so
I
yeah,
think that's it's interesting because I think what we've built is there's different aspects to it, right? There's the membership area, there's the group calls, there's the calls with I have my strengths, Devin has his strengths, but I think
yeah.
it's a holistic approach
Mm-hmm.
that I think really helps. I don't know if there's anything specific of that because I don't want it to be a Daniel thing.
Yeah.
I think when you do that, it's not a good thing. Where it's
No.
all where's Daniel at? Oh, we're in trouble now. And so
Yeah.
I think it's a holistic part. So is there anything else? Because you've been in other coaching programs before, but is there anything else that was very helpful? Like I
Yeah.
don't even think you watched the membership videos. I think you barely
No,
just
that's what I was gonna say. Like
okay. Continue. Continue.
I barely watched like all of the membership videos. I did at the beginning. I went through a few, but if I'm being
Yeah.
honest, I haven't been in that membership area in months. I haven't touched anything. Sometimes Devin's like, "Oh, have you like are you using this?" I'm like, "Nah, what? What's the membership?" He's like, "Oh man, it's in the membership." I'm like, yeah, no, I'm being a terrible student. I've done that before, like where I've just like gone through every single thing. And I think doing the Tony Robbins stuff was good because it did enable me to understand and get a whole bunch of that stuff done.
Yeah.
And I think if someone hasn't done anything, those membership, like all of those videos and stuff, are exactly what they need. You know what I mean? Like they need that stuff because they haven't done that. I did it in a different program. It's not the exact same. Some
Yeah.
things are
Yeah.
a
For
little
sure.
different and stuff, but like a lot of the things it's like, okay, I've done this one, like it's in a different format or
Context.
a
Yeah.
different
Whatever. Whatever.
color
Yeah. Yeah.
or this or
Whatever.
that,
Whatever.
but like, it's already done. But for me, man, it's really you guys. You guys are the special sauce.
But what is it exactly when you say it's you guys? Because I talk to people all the time. I can figure this out by myself. I can go watch videos. I can go join a free community, right? Like, what do you
Mhm.
think was it specifically? Again, you've seen it all, right?
Yeah, it's the
Right. We're
accountability.
gotcha.
It's also me investing. Me
Mm,
paying that amount of money. It's like I'm in the game. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And like if I'm not, I want to get as much of my money. I want to get as every cent from every dollar that I spend, like out of it,
Back.
to be able to exactly, and not just back, like this, just out of it. Even if I don't earn, obviously I'm going to earn more than that, but like even if I don't earn that much money, the personal development that I've gone on this journey already has been worth so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the return, like my ROI, my return on investment has been in my personal development. You know what I mean? Even if I put all the money aside, like my personal development has been a big enough return on investment uh,
Wow.
for me. And I know that having you guys in my corner, like I can just shoot a quick text, like, hey, what do you think? Like, what do you do? Like, what about this? Small questions, like having the accountability with you guys, and it sometimes Devin takes like a different tone as well, which I love. I really respond to. I respond to. That's me personally. It's like, man, like do what you gotta do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's kind of the tone that I've started to take with my guys as well, because I know it works for me, and it's that accountability, and it's keeping you on track, and it's keeping you doing what you got to be doing to be
Yeah.
able to get to that vision that you have set as a goal.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I think it's again, it's our job is to be a good product of what good looks like, right? Like that's what our job is, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's being consistent, whether it's showing up, whether it's having your things together, right? Like you've been in a program for how many months? We don't miss coaching calls. We
No.
don't, we post consistently. And
Yeah.
I think all of it kind of adds up because our job, look at my job too. How do you hire a client success manager that shows up and is respected by the clients? How do you
Hmm.
build a whole system? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, no, it's, I'm very proud and happy. And, I know your personality. You're someone who will always figure it out. But I'm very honored to be on this journey. This is you.
Yeah.
We're giving you some details and some accountability, but this is you.
Yeah.
We can't take credit for everything you've done. Even though at some level you start from zero when you first met us.
Hmm.
But it's awesome, man. It's unreal, you know. And I think even the competition vibes, whether you want to call it that or not, you know, with Jason doing his thing, Adrian doing his thing,
Yeah.
I'm sure that holds you accountable as well, man. You
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
No,
At the beginning was really for me and Adrian because we got in like it was a few days apart. We got in and we both
yeah.
started our Facebook group at the exact same time. And there was a bit of competition. It's like, oh crap, like he got to 500, like I'm 450, like gotta. And now I'm pretty sure I'm winning.
Yeah.
But, but,
You're on
I'm
Instagram, Adrian. Yes, sir. Sorry, go
yes,
go.
if he's watching,
Yeah.
comment below how many group
Yeah.
members you got. Nah, but I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely that competition at the beginning, and it was also like inspiration as well. Like I remember Jason, like Jason came in like a few weeks
Oh,
after me, and like dude blew
dude,
up.
he has more Facebook group members than me, man. He's at
I
like
know it's
3,000
insane.
right
Yeah,
now.
but the dude's insane. But I mean, he also has like his, I mean, he's been in sales, and that's what his thing's about, like for the last 30 years. And I understand different circumstances and stuff like that, but like inspirational. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool, man. No, a clear canvas, his account wrote, "This progress is exciting to hear." And then Mike says, "Thanks, Chris." No, really cool, man. So a few more things. Yeah. Where do you think you'd be right now if you didn't take action and join the coaching program?
I was actually thinking about it like when you asked that last question. I was like, because if I'm being honest with myself, I wouldn't have a Facebook group. Because I probably would not have thought of that. I would have just been continuing like trying to be an influencer, I guess, like on Instagram. That would have been my and
Interesting. Eh? Isn't that so
yeah,
interesting?
yeah. That's probably where I would have gone because that's kind of the and my where my one-on-one coach was throwing spaghetti against the wall. It was like, oh, do Instagram, do TikTok, do YouTube, and there's no way I was doing TikTok for a whole bunch of personal reasons.
Yeah,
But like
definitely.
so like I was like YouTube and Instagram were kind of like, well, okay, I would just would have been putting I would have been working harder for
Yeah.
nowhere near as much, you know. I just would have been working harder, and just kind of like banging my head against the wall.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the one good thing with like the Facebook group, even if you do feel like you're just working, you're getting people in, you know what I mean? And you're
Mm.
getting to interact with people and you're talking to people as opposed to like Instagram and YouTube. It's not the same. You don't get the DMs. Like it's not the same as the Facebook group. It's not as personal. There's not as much connection as the Facebook group. So it's like, you know, it's Instagram and Facebook. It's like I'm just here and you just
Yeah. I also think like if you were to, oh, you still there? He's coming back, peeps.
I'm
You there,
back.
Chris? Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
back.
That
Yeah,
it's that
yeah.
Australian internet, guys. We work with people everywhere.
You done.
What we're gonna say though?
Yeah. I was saying, well,
Yeah, I just
I
think
said it all.
yeah, like to add in is that you the transition to go from Facebook and have an addition like YouTube is so much
Hmm.
easier now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the Facebook group is to me is the foundation of the whole coaching business.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're growing the community. You can welcome people in. You could do polls. People can ask questions. You're gauging, and then from there, you now are very like we can confidently say you're pretty clear on your messaging now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the transition of going onto a platform like YouTube, coming out with a podcast, posting a reel on Instagram will be so much cleaner because the Facebook group is the foundation.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And so I think if you were to do it and say you have a bunch of viral reels, yeah, I think that might be the next play down the road. Maybe not right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think you now have that ability where you're not throwing spaghetti against the wall. And even if you go on to, like, for example, I love YouTube, but YouTube is a long-term play. It's not a short-term play, meaning like, I don't know who's watching it. I don't know my subscribers. I don't know. I see a comment. I can't message them. I don't know if this is a real YouTube account, right?
Yeah.
But I think the Facebook group, will set the tone for everything else. And if you were to do a YouTube video, you have a call to action to join the Facebook group, or if you do an Instagram reel, hey, come join my Facebook group to learn more. It's it's awesome. And that's why when I see people just posting random reels on Instagram, hoping that someone comments down below, where you have to like, it's not as clean, right?
Yeah.
It's, for example, it's different than saying, hey, do you want to come follow my account versus, hey, do you want to come join our free community?
Yeah.
Think about that. Right. So I don't know if there's anything else that you want to add to that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think at some point, like I do want to diversify it. Like, I do want to hit the YouTube and the Instagram and stuff like that. Cause I think that's where people are. Like people are on YouTube. Like dads, I know dads are on YouTube. I know dads are on Instagram. But I also know dads are on Facebook. And I think that eventually diversifying is something that I definitely want to do. But right now, I need to focus on Facebook group, growing that, keeping that growing, and focus on my clients and getting success from my clients. And I know if I can get it's like getting the ball rolling. Once you get the ball rolling, then like it's going to be hard to stop. So,
have you launched your webinar yet?
No.
Ooh, so that's again basics, man. As a coach, hopefully you can trust when I say go that way. I would definitely say launch a webinar for sure. 100%.
I got my 8-step, but webinars in the works.
Yeah. Has that 8-step been helping?
8-step, I haven't put it anywhere really.
Okay.
So like, it was a live training.
Nice.
And it's gonna become part of my like prep for a call.
Let me ask you this. I don't want to get off topic, but the individuals that signed up for your program, did they watch that 8-step video?
One of them's only been in my group for 3 weeks. Like my brand new guy.
See, my brain goes, we got to look at what happened. Because back in the day, you never had someone join a Facebook group and join within 3 weeks. So what content did they watch? What did you say? Like, to me, that's, I want to reverse engineer what the heck you're doing. Right.
Yeah. So, well, my content in the last 3 weeks has been more like, deal with your shit. Like you know what I mean? It's taken a different tone. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that. I think if you guys have questions for Chris, you guys can definitely comment down below. But I guess my last big question, I know we have our coaching call in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I just got a notification.
Anyone that's watching, that's on the fence about booking a call with us or looking to sign up for our program, any words of advice that you would have for them when looking for, a coach or a program to work with?
Just do it. No, but like I would say make sure that like you fit with Dan and Devin. Make sure that they care about you, and I know that they do because I know the experience that I've had. But yeah, I would say just do it. Like jump in. Like not necessarily burn the boats like Tony Robbins says. Like because like that's a pretty big step to go from like nothing to burning the boats. And she's like, I'm just going full time. Like take your time. Like but like book a call, jump on, hear what the guys have to say. And I guess have a bit of confidence in yourself, and be like, take that risk on yourself and be like, you know what, like I said, like the investment that I put in, like it's worth it. So invest in yourself, because when you invest in yourself, when you pay attention. Like that's what they say in the coaching world. When you pay attention. So I would invest and get every single dollar out of the money that you spend, every single cent. Drain it for all it's worth. But yeah, I would say definitely just do it, man. Like I'm so happy and so grateful to Dan for reaching out to me when he did, and for convincing me to jump on a call, and then convincing me to, and not convincing, he didn't really convince me. It was something that I jumped on a call. I remember I jumped on the call. I was like, I'm not buying. Like,
Great. My favorite line. This is my favorite line.
Like, I'm not buying. I already have a coach. I just kind of want to like hear about what this Facebook message was, because it was something different that my other coach hadn't done. And then by the time you got done, it's like, so where do I pay?
I'm curious. Was there anything specific that I said on that call that was like, yeah, this is what I need?
No, it just, the Facebook group method, like the method resonated with me because it was so much more personal. You know, it was a way to connect to the people, and I'm a teacher. It's what I do. You know what I mean? I connect to people, and that's how I'm able to help them, by connecting, by building that relationship, and then being able to help them afterwards. So it really resonated with me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I also saw that you guys had like a structure and methods and protocols and stuff like that I could just follow, implement, and then reap the rewards.
Yeah.
And 700 members later, after sending, I don't want to do that maths, however many invites. So yeah, but it's been a journey. But yeah, like I said, book the call. You will not regret it. Just listen to the guys, and if it works for you, it works for you. But I would say invest in yourself. Jump on the call, invest in yourself, and do it.
I love it, man. Well, Chris, thank you very much, guys. You can give some love to Chris down below. This has been an awesome interview. And yeah, I think we definitely need to do one again in a few months and just see your growth. And I'm sure as you get more results with your clients, the rates will go up. You'll get more book calls, the credibility. And so I'm excited, man. I'm here. And I think I tell this to everyone, my job, this is when I celebrate. I don't celebrate when we have a new client. Like this is the celebration moment right here.
Yeah.
This is why I do what I do, to hear this. Even the fact that you have the confidence to go all out. You are someone who has a lot of reason and logic, and you're someone to make a decision such as that. You've put a lot of energy and thought into it. And so anyway, I'm just happy. We ain't going anywhere. And if you guys want to come book a call, I'll put the link down below. But Chris, any last words, sir?
No, just I know that the structure has changed when it comes to like because when I got it, it was like phase 1, phase 2, and I'm pretty sure now it's just like 1. But I can't wait to get on phase 2, man. Like I cannot wait. So like if that's like, I can't wait to continue working with you guys, because I know the service that you guys provide, and I know how not easy, because it's not easier, but that's like easy you guys have made it as easy as it can be. So I know that we have our call. So
yeah, no, it's super cool, man. Well, I'll send you the invoice now for phase 2, and then we'll talk about it later. We'll just do voice calls after. I'm totally kidding. That was a joke from earlier.
With my internet connection.
Yeah. Okay, guys, take care. Have a wonderful day. And I got my own personal coaching call with my clients in 5 minutes. So, peace. Bye-bye.